So, what's in a name? According to Juliet in Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet, that which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Or from Gertrude Stein's poem titled Sacred Emily, rose is a rose is a rose. I think these authors are saying that what matters most is not what something is called, but what it is. Personally, I think names are important. I myself changed mine when I consciously started my spiritual journey. I dropped my given first name and started going by Lynn, which is my middle name. And the moment I did it, friends and family went, you know, that fits you so much better. In the Bible, we know that every character, every place, every event has an inner metaphysical meaning for who we are. Bethlehem means house of bread. And a person's name represents their character. And so every time a biblical character goes through some life-altering event, their name is changed. We have Sarai becoming Sarah, Abram becoming Abraham. In Unity's 12 powers, Peter represents faith, Andrew represents strength, and John represents love. So names are important. They reflect who we are and who we are becoming. When Saul was persecuted by the early Christians, or when he was persecuting the early Christians, and God struck him down, he was blinded for 3 days, and he did a lot of soul searching during that time. And he made a shift in consciousness from torturing the Christians to helping them. And for this awakening, he received a new name. Saul means personal will. He was transformed to Paul, which means enlightened will. So we're talking about names today because we're celebrating the White Stone ceremony. How many of you have done a white stone before? Okay, good. Several of you then. So this will be our opportunity to get still and listen for that voice of spirit within, to reveal to us who we've come here to be in 2014. It's about starting the new year with a clean slate. And it follows the burning bowl perfectly. How many of you were able to be at a burning bowl, if not here somewhere else? All right. I heard things got well burned. Well, for those of you who weren't at the burning bowl ceremony, it's a releasing and a letting go time. And I think that we naturally do that at the end of one year and moving into the beginning of the next, so that we start with a fresh, clean slate for the new year. So the significance of the white stone is in the time of the Roman Empire, when you were released from prison, you were given a white stone. And that was your signal to the rest of society that you were starting fresh. You had a clean slate, a clean stone. And you carried that stone with you everywhere you went, and everybody knew that if you had a white stone with you, that not only were you free, but you were a clean slate. You were able to begin again. And also carrying that stone gave you all the benefits of being a Roman citizen. And that meant that the Roman army protected you. So it was no small thing to receive that white stone. Today we're using the white stones to symbolize that we're leaving behind whatever personal prison or personal bondage we may have kept ourselves in in 2013. As we move into 2014, we move in free. And this ceremony is an opportunity to start new, to start fresh, to leave all your personal baggage behind. So ask yourself, where have I kept myself bound? What personal prisons have I placed around parts of my heart and parts of my life? What have I locked myself into that I'm ready to be free of? What are the stories that you tell yourself about your life or about the world? Our stories are important, but our stories are not who we are. We are more than our stories. And each of us has an opportunity to heal from those stories. We don't forget our story. We don't justify what happened to us as a result of that story. But we learn from our stories, and most importantly, we move beyond our stories. In the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17, the author writes, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on that white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." Notice that our writer says those who conquer, which means that those of us who are willing to move forward with faith and overcome the challenges that we face in life, the ones who are moving forward and growing and seeking and being receptive to the highest and the best, to those a new name is given, a new sense of self. So what are you overcoming? What aspect of your true nature is seeking the opportunity to emerge at this time? There is a potential within you waiting to be born. And today is an opportunity for you to release that real self. Now, everyone should have received a small stone and a pencil when you came in. If you didn't, put your hand up and we'll get one to you. Everybody get one? Okay, great. So these stones, these are Jerusalem stones. And the large bulk of Unity churches use these stones because they're actual stone. They're not man-made tiles. They are cut stone. And they have an energy about them. They have a natural resonance energy about them. So I invite you to take that stone that you received right now and just hold it in your hand. This stone represents a clean slate. It's a fresh beginning, no matter what last year was like. God's love is like that. In Revelations 21:5, we read, "Behold, I make all things new." So here's what's going to happen in the next few minutes. I'm going to take us through a time of meditation, and all you need to do is listen. Open your heart, open your mind. And during this meditation time, you'll be opening to the Spirit within you, so that your new spiritual name, your new spiritual identity may be revealed for you. During the meditation, you'll realize the truth of who you are, of who you've come here to be in 2014. You'll recognize that which is trying to be expressed or to be lived out in a greater way in your life in this new year. When you get that word or phrase, write it down using the pencil you were given on your white stone. Now, there have been times when people have received an actual name. I had a young lady in my congregation in Toledo who knocked on my door after the service and said, "My new name is Jennifer." And I said, "Does it fit?" She was like, "Yeah." Then go for it. Usually, they are names like love, peace, joy, transformation. I got transformation 2 years in a row. So whatever it is, don't edit it. Don't try to make sense of it. It may not make any sense at all when you get it. Write it down anyway. Don't judge what comes. Don't try to figure it out. Just write it down. It's important that you not use your personal will to come up with the name you desire. Come in thinking, I could use a little love in my life this year. Doesn't work that way. Don't let your ego drive what comes up. It's usually best to go with the first thing that comes to mind. Like I said, even if it doesn't make sense. You may not understand why this name or phrase has come to you. Write it down, and its meaning will reveal itself as the year unfolds. Trust the process. And if you don't get something clear today, carry the stone around with you, and at that most inconvenient time, when you're sitting at a stoplight, standing in line at the grocery store, or at 3 a.m, that word is going to just go right into your consciousness, and you're going to go, "That's it." Write it down. I had a gal in my congregation that got the word mom. She was a single woman, had no intention of becoming a mother, and had actually been told that she was not capable of carrying a child. About 9 months later, she called, and under some unusual circumstances, had found herself with the opportunity to adopt a child who was much in need. It was a perfect fit. So that word may not make sense to you when it comes, but trust the process. Trust the process. When you get home, place your stone somewhere in a prominent place. If you have a specific meditation area, put it there with your other meditation items on your altar. Mine often sat on the little ledge in my bathroom mirror just above the sink, so that every time I washed my hands, I could look at it. For a while, I had one that sat in a little holder on my desk. It stared at me every time I looked up at my computer. Had a gentleman who then took his stone home and put it on his meditation table, but then changed his screensaver to match, so that every time his computer went to sleep, his word was on the screen. So let's prepare now for that time of meditation. Keep the stone and the pencil handy, but not a disruption. So if you need to set it down next to you so that you can feel comfortable in meditation, do that. So inside of us, in every one of us, is this quiet, secret place. I invite you to gently let your eyes close. And as you're closing your eyes, feel your body begin to relax. Let go of all of the thoughts and let your mind just drift. Settle into your chair and become aware of your breathing. We are now immersed in the pure presence of God, in the presence of light and love. Invite you to focus your attention on your eyes and say silently to yourself, I now free my eyes to see clearly and fully the path to my highest well-being. I now free my eyes to see clearly and fully the path to my highest well-being. And now gently shift your focus to your ears and say silently to yourself, I now free my ears to hear life's song singing through the wind in the trees, the birds in the air, the waves of the ocean, and through the lips of those I meet on my journey. I release and loose in me the gift of hearing the essence of my individual message. I release and loose in me the gift of hearing the essence of my individual message. And gently bring your focus of your attention to your lips and say silently to yourself, I now free my lips to speak words of sensitivity, compassion, and truth, to speak clearly, honestly, and powerfully of my true nature, and to honor through my speaking the true nature of all that I meet. I now free my lips to speak words of sensitivity, compassion, and truth, to speak clearly, honestly, and powerfully of my true nature, and to honor through my speaking the true nature of all that I meet. And now bring your attention to your forehead and say to yourself, my mind is now free to think expansive, visionary thoughts, and to dream fully and richly of my highest potential. My thoughts are the tools through which I fashion my tomorrows. My mind is now free to think expansive, visionary thoughts, and to dream fully and richly of my highest potential. My thoughts are the tools through which I fashion my tomorrows. And now bring your attention to your heart and say to yourself, my heart is open and expanding to embrace life with a passion and intensity that heals and empowers me and creates vibrancy and aliveness for myself and all around me. My heart is open and expanding to embrace life with a passion and intensity that heals and empowers me and creates vibrancy and aliveness for myself and all around me. Know now that your accomplishments and your contributions are created through the spirit and intelligence that is greater than all that you are. Through your intentions, your thoughts, your actions, know that your existence matters in the total scheme of life. Knowing this, say silently to yourself, I now free my whole being into the creative process of God. I know that my desires and wants flow from this creative source within me, through me, and I trust and let go. I now free my whole being into the creative process of God. I know that my desires and wants flow from this creative source within me, through me, and I trust and let go. Now, from this place of freedom, we affirm, I am conscious of the activity of spirit in every aspect of my life. I am conscious of the activity of spirit in every aspect of my life. Using your mind's eye, imagine that you are stepping out of whatever prison or feelings of limitations that you have had. The door is wide open, and you are walking through it into freedom. See yourself being given a white stone. And hear the words, you are now free. You have a new identity. This is a new day. That stone represents your freedom. I invite you to pick up your stone if you're not already holding it, and feel it. Feel that smooth stone in your hand and know that it represents release. It represents the freedom to express your truest self, your highest self. And now is the time to ask Spirit for your name. That word or phrase that describes the new you, your new life, that represents who you have come here to be this year. Be open. It may come as an audible phrase. You may just get a sense of what it is. Or you may see an image. You may see the word written in front of you. Let's take a few moments in the silence. And when it comes, write it down on your stone. Feel the inner spirit beckoning to you. Here is your new name. Here is your new vision of yourself. Here's what you are to accomplish, what you are to embrace and demonstrate. This is the name of your life for 2014. This is your new beginning. This is the new you. Feel the thankfulness that flows over you as you receive your new name. Know that with it comes the power and the guidance to achieve it. We know that these stones are blessed, and in turn they bless us. And for that we give thanks. Having written your new name on your white stone, silently repeat it to yourself. Imagine the new power and purpose and direction that your new name is giving to your life. And know that if it has not yet revealed itself to you, that it will at the right and perfect moment. Know that whatever comes to you or has come to you is absolutely private. You may share it with others with whom you trust. But I invite you to find a place of prominence, to place that stone, a place where you will see it every day. So you will be continually reminded of who you are. You may wish to share it with your prayer partner so that you can have support in living who you are. This is your new word, your new name, your new direction for 2014. Treasure it. And I'll close our time together by sharing a Jewish prayer for the new year, which I've edited just a little bit. Dear Lord, may we get a clean bill of health from our dentist, our psychiatrist, our ophthalmologist, our cardiologist, our gastroenterologist, our urologist, our proctologist, our gynecologist, our plumber in the IRS. May our hair, our teeth, our stomachs, our stocks not fall. May our blood pressure, our cholesterol, our white blood count, our weight, and our mortgage interest rates not rise. May what we see in the mirror delight us, and what others see in us delight them. May someone, as well as God, love us enough to forgive our faults, be blind to our blemishes, and tell the world about our virtues. May our checkbooks and budgets balance, and may they include generous amounts for charity. May we remember to say, I love you, at least once a day, to our spouse, partner, children, parents, all of those whom we love. And may we live in a world at peace, with awareness of God's love in every sunset, every flower, every baby's smile, every lover's kiss, and every wonderful, astonishing beat of our own heart. And most importantly, may we smile and laugh throughout the year. Amen.